Having worked in learning and development for what seems like an eternity, there is one question that I have continually been asked, and that's how do you create either a social or continuous learning culture within your organisation? Well, the bad news is you can't. Well, not that you can't, but as a learning and development team, to set out on a journey to meet one of those two aspirations is very, very challenging. No one thing, no campaign, no program that a learning and development team will deliver is ever going to be able to affect the change that is needed to create a continuous or always learning culture or even a social learning culture. Because you can't, or at least you can't without a substantial change to your HR or people function. I'm not here saying it's impossible, but what I am saying is the way a HR team is set up to strategically deliver an employee experience means that whatever a learning and development team does is having to fight against the rest of the employee experience. So unless you're using human-centered design as a holistic approach to human resources, people or employee experience, then you're just not going to win in this space. Now, we think we know what the HR team of the future looks like, and it's not that learning and development or talent leadership or internal communications doesn't have a place in that future, but it has to shift that approach and resource in different ways. Having seen and experienced human-centered design in various different organizations, in various departments within a human resources or people function, what I now know is you have to use human-centered design at a holistic level for employee experience to affect any amount of change that you want to within your organization, regardless of how big or small. Only then can you start trying to figure out what a social, always, or continuous learning culture looks like within your organization, because you're controlling the systems, processes, and environment that your employees operate in. Only then will you truly understand what you need to do, either as a learning and development person or more broadly, how do you enact a HR strategy to make it happen? There's a reason why this has been one of the top challenges for such a long time in learning and development, is that learning and development alone will not fix this challenge. They will be a massive part of it, but it requires a systemic and strategic approach to employee experience to really achieve that ambition. So if one of your things to do over the next 12 months is to create an always continuous social learning culture within your organization, take a look at how we've redesigned the HR team for the future, because it's only this human-centered, holistic approach to employee experience that is really going to affect the change that many, many people want to see across the industry.